ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Dear devotees, hearty good wishes to all of you. We are sure you are enjoying the Japa Yajna, though it is a virtual Japa Yajna. Yesterday we had discussed some points regarding Bhagavan Nama Smaran. Today also we will discuss some aspects of this Bhagavan Nama Smaran. Most of you must have heard or read what Sri Ramakrishna has said in the Kathamrita or the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, where he says, for this Kali Yuga, the path of spiritual practice is what he calls Naradiya Bhakti. The path for the Kali Yuga to reach God, he calls it, Sri Ramakrishna calls it Naradiya Bhakti. That means to say, the path of devotion, path of love taught by Devarshi Narada. That is Naradiya Bhakti. What does it say? Or first of all, what is this Bhakti? Bhakti means love for God. Very easy, straightforward. Bhakti means love for God. And what is this Narada Bhakti, or what does this path of devotion say? The Naradiya Bhakti says, or Devarshi Narada says, our goal is to love God. Love God for love's sake, not for any benefit. And definitely there is benefit in it. What is the benefit? Love itself is the benefit. So, love for God is Bhakti. And what is that we are supposed to reach or get? Love for God is what we desire, that is the goal. And what is the way? What is the means? There also, Devarshi Narada says, the path is also Bhakti. Path is Bhakti, goal is also Bhakti. Now, we should try to understand some things about this Bhakti. When we say Bhakti, it is not mad excitement. There are two stages, preliminary or primary Bhakti and very advanced, what is called Prema Bhakti or Raga Bhakti. In Bhakti, when it is being developed, it contains Viveka in it, discrimination. It contains Vairagya. And also it contains Atma Sayyama or self-control. All these are ingrained in Bhakti. If we only see the advanced stage of Bhakti, we will not understand these things, but these are already there. When we say Viveka is there in Bhakti, a person who really loves God, he wants only that which is real, that is God or love of God. When we say Vairagya is already there in Bhakti, except love for God and of course for all his creatures, such a devotee does not want anything else. That is Vairagya. And we talk about Atma Sayyama, self-control. When Bhakti is natural, Atma Sayyama or self-control is also natural and perfect. So, if our aim is to love God, sincerely love God for love's sake, not for any benefit. then all these things become natural. Viveka will be natural in bhakti. Vairagya will be natural because you want only love for God and nothing else. And Atma Samyama or self-control will also be natural. Now, as a devotee proceeds from this, he has got Viveka, he has got Vairagya, Atma Samyama, he is practicing devotion, he is repeating the name of God, all those things. As he goes, he will reach a stage what is called Shuddha Bhakti, love for love's sake. That is what is called, the highest state is called Prema Bhakti or Raga Bhakti. Yesterday we have discussed that when we repeat the name of God, what is called Bhagavan Nama Smaran, we have to do it joyfully. Sri Ramakrishna also says another thing. He says, Nama Guna Kirtan. Nama Guna Kirtan. We have to repeat the name of God. We have to sing His glories. Sing His name, sing His glories. That is Nama Kirtan and Guna Kirtan. Singing His name is Nama Kirtan. Singing His glory is Guna Kirtan. All these things, when we do it joyfully, we get more joy out of it. Sri Ramakrishna himself says, as you go on doing this Nama Guna Kirtan, all your karma will be destroyed. Karma kshaya will happen. All your karma will be destroyed. Nama Kirtan means singing the name of God. Rama's name, Krishna's name, Devi's name, Ramakrishna's name, Shiva's name. Sing the name. Guna Kirtan means the great qualities and great glories of God we are going to sing. Or when we repeat, we are going to feel and think of all those things. Such things we have to bring to our mind. That is what is Nama Guna Kirtan. So Naradiya Bhakti, Nama Guna Kirtan. Let us remember that. When we come to Nama, the divine name of God. Nama means divine name of God, or simply name of God. Now one important thing here, dear devotees, as soon as we hear the name of any God, for devotees, we are telling it for devotees, as soon as we hear the divine name of God, it brings in a certain amount of joy, certain amount of respect in our heart. A feeling of holiness in our heart. That is because we have Shraddha inside, or the Shraddha which is inside inspires a feeling of holiness in us, a feeling of joy in us. And whenever we say, for example, Rama, Rama, Shiva, Shiva, Krishna, Hey Rama, Krishna, when we repeat Lord's name, when we remember Lord by chanting His name, we don't take it lightly, you see. Whenever we say even a two-lettered name, Rama, Krishna, like that, we don't take it lightly. We understand that it is the name of God and God Himself. Repeating the name of God brings the form of God into our mind. Therefore, we do it with a feeling of holiness. That is because of Shraddha. That is what is called Shraddha. Every time when we repeat God's name, not only while doing japa, any time, that feeling of holiness should be there. Now, what are the glories of this divine name? We said divine name is glorious. What are the glories? What is the mahima of this divine name? Yesterday also we thought about it. Now let us again try to remember. God who is infinite. God is infinite. And we are supposed to think of God who is infinite. In the very beginning, can we all think of the infinite? Very difficult. we cannot think. Our mind is not trained to think of the infinite. It is trained to think only finite things because it is turned towards the world all these years, all these births or janmas. Now slowly, by the grace of the Guru, grace of the Divine, we are trying to turn within. So it is very difficult to think of the Divine. Now comes the glory of this Divine name or Nama Mahima. What is the glory of this? God's name. Just by repeating the name of God, we are now able to think of the same Divine, the infinite Divine, infinite God. Maybe in a finite form, but slowly it will take us there. So that is the first Nama Mahima. Along with that, the great glory, the great qualities of God also we are able to think when we repeat the name of God. Look at this speciality. Name of God is like a tiny packet which is given to us out of the great grace of God and compassionate blessings from our Guru. A tiny packet called God's name in the form of a mantra is given to us. It's a tiny packet. Repeating the name of God is like slowly opening that tiny packet. And there are so many things for us in that tiny packet which we don't know. That is why Shraddha is necessary. Shraddha in the words of the Guru. Whatever the Guru instruction the Guru gives, we have to follow it. So the name will open up all these things. That means to say the name is holding all these things inside. Qualities of God, great glory of God, and many other things we will discuss about it. It is all holding it in that tiny packet. Repeating the name of God with love, with Shraddha, with Nishtha is like slowly opening that packet, tiny packet. Out of that, great things will come. What are the things that will come? As we go on repeating the name of God, our mind will become more and more peaceful. It will be less disturbed, more and more peaceful. Because God is peace. God Himself is Shanti. And also, we will experience strength inside. As we repeat the name of God, we will experience strength inside. Of course, there will be great ananda, bliss inside. And as we repeat the name of God, that means to say we are in touch with God, we also experience the protection of God, the protecting hand of God, which will protect us and lead us forward. As we repeat the mantra, repeat the name of God, we also develop noble qualities in our personality. And we develop spiritual qualities in our personality. This is what is called inner transformation. If we sincerely repeat the mantra, all these things will happen. See, so many things can happen by the repetition of this mantra. Therefore, it is such a simple technique, but a powerful and wonderful technique. Noble qualities will come, spiritual qualities will come. That is because there is inner transformation. One incident as an example we can quote. Sri Ramakrishna is staying in Dakshineshwar. Rakhal, the future great Swami Brahmanandaji Maharaj, he is a young boy, 16 or 17 years old. He has come to Sri Ramakrishna to stay with him and do spiritual sadhana under his guidance, and he is very sincerely doing it. Sri Ramakrishna is observing it, guiding him step by step, and Sri Ramakrishna at one time says, now this Rakhal has developed a fine nature. That means to say, very noble qualities are developing in this boy Rakhal. Rakhal was following the instruction of the Guru with great devotion to the Guru, and with great Shraddha he was repeating the name of God and meditating on God. Through that, all the good qualities are manifesting in his personality. This is also very important. As devotees, we should also develop noble qualities. We should also develop spiritual qualities. We are doing spiritual sadhana, very good. We should not forget that we should also become noble people. Let us remember what Swami Vivekananda said. Be a gentleman before becoming a God man. Be a gentleman before becoming a God man. Before you talk of spiritual life and spiritual experiences, first become a gentleman, become a noble person, develop good qualities. Try to love others, learn to love others, learn to live in harmony with others. All those things that will come when we start repeating the mantra sincerely. Of course, we have to pay special attention to them also. And the next thing is, as we go on repeating the mantra, it may be for a long time. That is why we discussed yesterday, it requires lot of patience. As we go on with our repetition of the mantra, that mantra will also bring us spiritual experiences. Spiritual experiences. Therefore, as we go on repeating the mantra, finally we reach God. We started just with the repetition of God's name, and we went deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper, deeper. Finally we have touched God. That is the Nama Mahima. Nama Mahima. Now, we will also discuss another point, that is about the mind or about practice. Yesterday we were discussing about the human mind, how subtle or sukshma it is. We have to be very careful how the mind works. We told yesterday that there are so many samskaras, so many instincts, so many drives, so many passions, and so many thoughts going on, so many feelings inside. All this constitute the mind. Therefore, in order that we train the mind, that we repeat the mantra very efficiently, practice is necessary. Practice, everyday practice should not be given up. Though the mind is restless in the beginning, as we proceed, the mind will settle down. It will become steady. Therefore it is said, great patience is necessary. Great patience is necessary. What does this patience mean? Not simply that I have spent years and years in repeating God's name. That is good. That itself is not patience. Simply spending time, a long time, is not patience. We do it very well, we do it very sincerely, we do it with Shraddha, and we are ready to wait until the grace of God descends on us. Of course, that we are given a chance to repeat God's name, that we have got the mantra, we have got the grace of the Guru. That itself is the sign of divine grace. And also that we want to repeat God's name very regularly, that is also a sign of divine grace. Let us remember this very clearly, dear devotees. We have the interest to repeat the mantra, we have the inclination to repeat the mantra, we have got the mantra, that means Guru's grace. And now that I want to regularly repeat the mantra as instructed by the Guru, all these things are because of divine grace. One more thing. So many difficulties will come in our life. So many problems will come in our life. As devotees, we should think and feel like this. What is that? Compared to the divine name, the power of the divine name, the power of God, compared to the power of the divine name, compared to the power of God, all these problems and difficulties are very little. That means to say, God's name is the greatest. God's power is the greatest. It is much, much, much greater than all our problems and difficulties. When we have that faith, definitely we will be able to go along, continuously repeat the mantra. Born as human beings, you all can understand. The best thing that we can do in our life is to think of the divine through any means. But now we are thinking of a means called Nama Guna Kirtana, Nama Smaran or Japa. That is the most important thing. Of course, we should have love, we should be able to live in harmony, we should be able to serve people as children of God, feeling that God has given this opportunity to serve. When the heart is full of love, definitely it will overflow in the form of service. When we come to this aspect called abhyasa or practice, see, most of our daily work are repetitive in nature. You yourself see your daily life, daily routine. It is repetitive. Whatever, most 80% of them are only repetitive. That means to say, not so much of attention is necessary to do those works. I hope you will agree with me. Not so much of attention is necessary to do those work, because it has become a practice, it will go on. Not that you will not do it properly, you will do it well, very well, but it has become very natural because of practice. Therefore, because that has become natural by practice, it is going on. So one part of the mind can be engaged in remembering God or repetition of the mantra. How do you remember God? Just repeat the mantra. Just repeat the mantra. So we can practice like that, and we should practice like that. Routine type of work will go on. One part of the mind, we have to practice to repeat the mantra, think of God. That is one thing very important. Now, this continuous remembrance of God, it is a great ideal, higher ideal. We can put our effort towards that. Amidst the daily routine works, while taking food, while sleeping, we can try to remember God or repeat the holy mantra. But in order to do this, a inner seriousness is required. Inner seriousness. Not that outwardly we are serious. Outwardly we are cheerful. Not excited, we are cheerful. But inner seriousness is required. With that we will be able to think of God even during our routine work. Why this is necessary, or you're thinking of God or repeating the mantra even when we are engaged in work, why it is necessary? So that a current means a stream of thought is always there of the divine. That means to say, continuously throughout the day we are thinking of the divine, however little it is, however less intense it is, we are trying to think of God, so that when we sit for japa, that stream which was already flowing will now be very intense. Throughout the day, when we try, we may fail in the beginning. Let us not worry about it. Let us come back again and again to think of the divine, even when we are engaged in our daily work. That will help us when we sit for japa in the morning and evening. Now here, I'll read to you wonderful words of Swami Sharadananji Maharaj again. Yesterday also we read Swami Sharadananji's words, how the mantra is sacred. It has to be kept secret because it has to sink within us. Now, regarding constant repetition, Swami Sharadananji Maharaj says, beautiful words. Constant repetition of the mantra is keeping good company. We always speak of satsanga. We have to be in the company of good people. Always be in the company of good people. Swami Sharadananji Maharaj says, if you are constantly repeating the mantra, that means to say you are always in satsanga. Good devotees, like-minded devotees, yes, you can meet them, you can talk to them, you can be with them. How long in a day? But this repetition of the mantra is like keeping good company, is keeping good company. The repetition of the mantra, he says, it must be natural like breathing, just as we breathe. The repetition of the divine name will bring into your mind holy associations. Holy association with your Ishta Devata. The blessed qualities of God, and will take away all the blemishes of the heart. Qualities of God will manifest in us, and the constant repetition or remembrance of God will take away all the impurities of the heart. Wonderful words, Swami Sharadananji Maharaj. Now, just one or two ideas and then we close. A devotee comes to Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi and asks him, Mother, how should these spiritual practices be done? How should I do these spiritual practices? I don't know anything, please tell me. Holy Mother says, such a simple thing. She is telling, my dear child, what is spiritual life? Spiritual life is nothing but constant remembrance of God in your mind. Constant remembrance of God in your mind is spiritual life. Very straightforward and simple answer. Spiritual life and spiritual practice within what is that this. But this constant repetition, constant remembrance requires practice, requires shraddha, requires nishtha. But there is a simple way of putting it, and it is simple. We only make it complicated because it is our mind that complicates it. Anyway, what is that simple means? What? We have got stotras, we have got bhajans, nama guna kirtan, japa or nama smaran, dhyana, simple techniques. This nama will inspire the remembrance of God. Remembrance which was lost, this nama is going to push it up. That is the importance of Namasmaran. In the beginning, when we start our spiritual life, mind is at the level of what we call Rajas and Tamas. The three gunas you all know, sattva, rajas and tamas. Mind is at a lower level, rajas and tamas, to begin with. Now it has to be raised from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. Because it is at a lower level, rajas and tamas, sattva is also there, but rajas and tamas are more. Therefore, there is attraction for the world, attraction for the worldly things. Not that we want those things. Sometimes we also would like to listen to those things. Some gossip and other things, useless talk. We are interested in that because mind has not become subtle, sukshma. As we go on repeating the name of God, sattva-guna will increase and mind gets the capacity, or we will be able to understand the subtle truths. At the same time, we will be able to understand the subtle things of spiritual life. Until then, the same thing we are doing, it has not come to our light. But now, when we start repeating the mantra, and with alert mind, of course, fresh mind, alert mind, whole thing we should feel fresh. We should feel fresh in body, fresh in mind. Mind should be alert. Then we repeat the mantra. Slowly that sattva guna will increase. We will be able to understand more and more subtle things of our own life, of spiritual life also. Before that, even if it is told, even if it is in front of you, even if you have read, you will not be able to understand because mind is not ready to receive it. Afterwards, we will be able to understand our own problems, our own difficulties, our own limitations, and also we will be able to understand how to go forward. Now, the last thing. Whenever we are asked to repeat the mantra, our Guru would have definitely instructed along with the mantra, try to remember the divine form of God in your heart. This is very important. This is what is called center of consciousness. There are various centers of consciousness where people meditate and repeat the name of God. One is the heart, another is the throat center, is Anahata, Vishuddha Chakra, Ajna Chakra, and Sahasrara. All the great people, all the avatars have clearly told the safest place is to think in your heart. Repeat the mantra, think of the divine form of the Ishtadevata here, continue to repeat the mantra and continue to think of the divine form. That is japa and dhyana like going together. Three things are to be fixed here. The divine form of the Ishtadevata, the divine name of the Ishtadevata, and the place where you are going to think of the Ishtadevata and repeat the name of the Ishtadevata. That is the heart center, Anahata Chakra. Heart, lotus, Hridaya Padma. Very, very important. Usually what happens, we start here when we start repeating the mantra, along with that trying to meditate on the Ishtadevata. After a few minutes, mind becomes little restless or outgoing and goes away and thinks something. One part of the mind is repeating the mantra, that is good. But mind has gone somewhere. We are not concentrating here. We are somewhere, we are repeating the mantra. Mind is somewhere outside, gone to some other land, some other person, some other house. So again and again we have to bring back to this heart center. There we have to, it is as though we are sitting in front of our Ishtadevata here inside and repeating the mantra and trying to think of the divine form. So these are some of the things which are important, which we thought we will share with you. I convey my good wishes to all of you, dear devotees, and close this with the Shanti Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम तत्सत्। श्री राम कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। जय राम कृष्ण।